start.
We are live.
Thank you.
Okay. Not bad.
Yes. Hello everyone.
We can see your face.
Yes. Hello everyone. Hello. Today we have a special guest in our midst who is going to be doing justice to today's topic, exploring all staff and how it will impact organization, employees, and business owners in a positive way. Before I will introduce our special guests, we here as a panelist, I have with me Pastor 360 Degree from Abuja, Nigeria. I also have with me Mary Ali from Abuja and Mr. Gideon Ezemba from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you. You're all welcome. Please, I'll be calling on our special guest to please introduce herself. You're welcome, Ma. Nice to have you on our program.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. This is my pleasure to be around such wonderful founders.
Yes, Ma, you're welcome. My name is Aisha Indanusa. Thank you very much. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Ma.
Okay, it's Susie McCrea. I'm from Amherst, Massachusetts in the United States, and I'm a proud global founder. And I'm very happy today to be here with such a great group of other founders to talk about OStaff. So, so thank you. Look at this picture. Thank you for inviting me. I look forward to this hour.
Thank you very much. Thank you for honoring our invitation, Ma. We're so excited to have you here with us. Pastor 360 Degree.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Susie, for coming live with us live today. We are happy and grateful to have you in the house. And before we go into the full section of this program, we want us to have one video that will give us the more reason why I will make the choice of you to talk to us about OStaff. So please let's watch, and as I play the video.
Interact in playing.
Organization, employees.
We are live.
Are you okay? Not bad.
Hello everyone.
We can see your face.
Yes. Hello everyone.
I am thrilled to be in Boston. And we are fired up. Today is a very special day. We are launching OStaff, our ONPASSIVE HR management solution and platform, something revolutionary. A huge thank you to everyone who's been a part of this long journey, but it paid off. We are presenting to you this phenomenon that is OStaff, one of our many products in ONPASSIVE. It's a complete digital solution for all businesses, for all individuals, all organizations. We are introducing OStaff to you, ONPASSIVE HR management solution. So we decided to make the perfect balance and the perfect marriage between technology, automation, and human element. So we decided to inject AI, that is artificial intelligence, to really learn what are the most repeated tasks that we do and make sure that the machine will take care of that instead of us. We have included every possible tool, anything you would need for your human resources management and needs. It is all in one place. That is OStaff. The most important thing that this is a universal solution, that it works in every country, every regulation, that is compatible, and it meets all the compliance. Because you would have the flexibility to select whether currency, time zone, if it's hourly paid, the payroll, all of that. You just set them one time, set and forget. Let the machine go to work and you sit back and watch your business grow.
What a historical day. I worked a lot of years in the HR sector for a big global bank. Can you imagine that we use 5 till 10 tools to have only some of the features of what we have just seen in OStaff?
All the reports at your fingertips, one place. Do you see the colors? Do you see the theme, the flawlessness? You see all of that? We thought about every dot. Every dot. You're not going to type, you're not going to code, you're not going to reinvent, you're not going to engineer. It's there. This is where you are in control of your finances. You're in control of your business, not the other way around. It will allow you to get more done. When you get more done in less time, it will increase your revenue. As usual, we over-deliver. You can do this. Anyone, if you have a business, this is an answer to your prayers. Why? It's going to cut so much cost, so much time, confusion, and it's fun. Everything in one place. Your payroll, different shifts, everything in one place. It is the most complete application, period.
And I can see this program for every single governmental agency out there.
This is a game changer. If you agree with me, thank you. Right next to me, Susie McCrea worked in the HR industry.
So with OStaff, I see such a solution where managers are going to be delighted because they're going to have everything at their fingertips.
This is a home run, time saver, easy to use. Everything is right there.
The bottom line is you would have everything you want to know about your human resources in one-stop shop. This is how we do business in 2022 and beyond. Thank you so much, Hyderabad. Incredible work. So proud of you. But it's also important to thank every single founder who supported the vision.
All of this data in one simple form. I'm telling you, you just changed the world. Thank you, Hyderabad, Mr. Mufara, and wow.
I was even more blown away as to the magnitude of it, the simplicity of it, and everything anybody would need for their businesses there. We're always going to be getting more and more features, more and more products at that same one price. And I just think the future looks great.
It's going to help so many businesses around the world, not just here in the United States, but all around the world.
We did it. We did it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, team. Incredible. Stand innovation, everyone. All right.
Okay. Welcome back from the beautiful video of the OStaff. So to our audience across the world, I welcome all of you for keeping the time with us, for giving your quality time to be with us all over the world. ONPASSIVE is an AI IT company that is coming to satisfy the yearnings of the populace across the world with the technology that is more robust, more user-friendly, to meet up with the daily needs of citizens across the world. And today, we are here to hear live from a professional as regard one of the major products of ONPASSIVE. And if you have not heard about ONPASSIVE before, now please, you can always check for full details on www.onpassive.com. But OStaff is the human resource management product of ONPASSIVE. Everything about ONPASSIVE is number one. It's highly sophisticated, it's more advanced because of the AI integration from the scratch. So today we have a professional, somebody who has been in HR for years. So she's here to talk to us live on the topic that we have seen, exploring OStaff and how it will impact organizations, employees, business owners in a positive way. So as you are listening to her, take your pen, put down whichever question you may like to ask, and our moderator will take your question accordingly. So let's put our hands together as we welcome Susie McCrea all the way from US to take the stage. You're welcome, ma'am.
Oh, wow. What an introduction. I love watching that video too. I could watch it over and over again. It brings back memories of when I was in Boston and I got to spend time with Ash Mufareh. What a wonderful time. Thank you so much for having me today. As you know, I love talking about OStaff. I've talked about it several times, and the reason why I love it so much is I just know how much it's going to change the lives of business owners, organizations, staff, supervisors, and managers. They're going to say, finally, there is a company called ONPASSIVE that is getting it right and providing so much value and so many features and such a simple product that everyone's going to fall in love with it. I truly, truly believe that. Now, the video that you showed, since January, Ash has told us there are way more features. They have changed things. You see with ONPASSIVE, every time something is designed or created, the tech team continues to add more value, make things better, improve things. So I know somewhat about it, but I still don't know all the features. But I'm going to talk a little bit, if that's okay, before we take questions, about why I believe this is going to help organizations and businesses all across, and employees all across the globe. Number one, you mentioned that I've been in HR. I wasn't really in human resources that long. However, a lot of the functions I did were human resource related. Plus I was a manager, managed a lot of people, did a lot of that kind of work. So first of all, what I love about OStaff is everything is in one place and it's simple. It's simple. Everything's at your fingertips. Ash and his team have created that. They have looked at what kind of tasks do employees and managers and business owners have to do that a machine could do, machine learning, artificial intelligence. Why is that important? When a product like this is able to take over and do those mundane, time-consuming tasks accurately, it frees up time for employees, supervisors, business owners, and managers to do what's important for their business. You see, what happens a lot of times in companies and businesses is they have all different softwares and platforms to do various tasks and things for their business. So employees, business owners, managers are going from one login to one thing, getting information, doing a task, going to another, checking something else. And all of these programs require logging in, logging out, different logins. They also require money, because all of those programs and softwares that companies need, whether they need, I'll give you some examples. They need payroll, time cards, time clocks, all of that. Then they may need where their benefits are done. Then they may need where they do their hiring. Then they need something for online education for their staff. So they're buying all of these different products and platforms. They have to train everybody on these different products and platforms. And a lot of them don't talk to each other. So it's hopping from one to the other to the other. With OStaff, Ash has brilliantly designed this with his team that it's a single sign-on and everything is right there for you, all under one umbrella. And what that's going to do is it's going to free up time for any business that has an IT or a help desk. Because you know as well as I do, when you can't log in, who do you call? You call the help desk. Or new employees coming in, they don't know where to go for what. So the simplicity of this and having it all under one umbrella is so, so key. When I was in human resources, I also worked on employee satisfaction. And one of the key, most important things for an employee is to have the tools and resources to do their job. Because if you don't have the tools and resources to do the job and do what you're hired for, what happens? You get extremely frustrated. And a lot of times people will leave organizations because the organization isn't up to snuff with providing tools and resources. And that can be a variety of things. It can be, education, it can be training, it can be having the right computers, having, the right supplies to do the job. So with OStaff, number one, you are giving the tools and resources right there for most of the employees, the managers, the supervisors, and the business owners to get things done all in one place. And why is that important? Because you will find that what happens is when people are not satisfied or they're frustrated or they're aggravated or they can't remember where they need to go get something done, what do? They start talking and complaining about it. So in addition to it giving them stress and making them feel like they're running around harried and they're wasting their time, not only that, they start complaining about it, which wastes even more time. The reason I know this is because I used to do that when I was a manager. I'd get with other managers and would talk about how fragmented our tasks were and how it was so difficult to be hopping from one system to the next Okay, so I see it as a huge win for employees, companies, and everyone, because that frustration, that aggravation, that wasting of time is now going to give employees the time to do what they were hired to do instead of chasing their tail trying to get things done. So the other thing that I think is very important for anyone watching this that has a business or is part of an organization or is looking at OStaff as a viable solution for them is that it's going to make your company look good. Why? Because it's going to be simple and easy for people to apply for a job and get an interview, because everything is going to be there. Before, in the systems I worked in, I'd have to go one place to post a position, then the applications would come in, then I had to go get the applications from somebody and then call somebody, and then the person applying for the job would get frustrated sometime and how to fill out the application. And the communication was very, very fragmented. So a company that has those staff, it's going to be simple and easy. They're going to be able to apply for the position. The communication is going to be there because the manager hiring is going to have everything right there, simple, easy to follow, not some convoluted way to click here to do this. And you know how if you've ever applied for a job and trying to get your resume in and then filling things in and getting frustrated with it, that's number one. It's going to make the company look really good. And then you get this new employee and you onboard them. Now think about this. You're bringing a brand new employee into your organization. Instead of having to train them on 4 or 5 different platforms, where you go for what, you go to here for this, you know, getting them excessive training to learn it, you say to them, here you go, it's all right here. And you can direct them to the different areas of those staff that they need to know and what's important to them. That is a game changer because there are a lot of people that are very technically sound out there, but there are also people who struggle. And to have this very simple and easy to follow, it's going to be so welcoming to new employees joining an organization, plus the managers who have to bring them on and the people training them. It's all right there. And that's going to save time and it's going to save money. How is it going to save time and money? It's going to save time in the training and it's going to save money because the price point for O staff is going to be so affordable and so unbelievable to companies. They're not going to believe how much money they're going to save by having it. And when employees and staff are saving time, they're able to do the functions they're hired for and add more value back to their organization. And boy, is that going to make this company look great. You know, when I was in different areas throughout my career, there was always sometimes what we called flavor of the month, that all of a sudden there was something new out there that the organization was looking for. So once again, would drop what we were doing with one platform, would get the expense of having another platform, and then would have to get all the training done. So you'd have to take all the employees and train them on a new application. You know, with O staff, it's going to be very simple. Excuse me, Mike. Can you still hear me okay? Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. So with O staff, it's all going to be in the same place and they won't have to be hopping around, you know, for all different training. And the other thing that's very, very important is if you look at ONPASSIVE, and you mentioned this, Pastor Paul, you mentioned this for people to go to onpassive.com and to go look at all the different products that are going to be available. Now think about this, everybody. You have O staff and you have people learning where to go for what. They'll have their mail there, O mail. They'll have O Connect if they're having a video conference. They'll have different groups that they can belong to for ways of communicating. They'll have it there. And then as organizations add more and more ONPASSIVE products to their portfolio, there won't be really any training to do because everyone's going to say, oh, that's ONPASSIVE. It's very simple. I go here, here, and here. The thinking and the way people are going to navigate through products is going to be so refreshing to people because they're saying, I know where to go. I know what to do. I don't have to learn a new way to do everything. So that's what I see. The other thing I see too is with all these different platforms out there, and some of them are very good, things fall through the cracks. So if you're a business owner or an organization or a manager, the worst thing that can happen to you is that something falls through the cracks that's very, very important for your organization and more importantly for your staff. So here something falls through where you didn't follow up with someone or their certification ran out and you weren't checking another system and all of a sudden that person can't work because they're not certified anymore. That really is a disservice to your business and to that employee. And I know there were times when things fell through the cracks and all of a sudden you're like, oh, you know, and you're like stressed out and then you're chasing it down for half a day trying to fix it. Whereas if it was already taken care of, you would be spending that time doing the things that you were hired to do. So that happens a lot of times to people. It falls through the cracks and it doesn't look good for them and it's a disservice to the employee. So the other features that it has in there is it's going to do your time and attendance. It's going to do your payroll. There's going to be facial recognition instead of, you know, the fingerprint. And also it's going to be the first platform all in one that you have CCTV, closed caption TV, that is going to be working with OStaff so that if you're a business owner, you have back rooms, you have inventory, you have floors where you need to monitor things, you can do it from anywhere. And it's all integrated right into your OStaff, because a lot of times that's important, not just for a company to be productive and to make sure that their back rooms are either stocked well or the inventory is being rotated or moved or whatever. It's also for safety and for security, having that CCTV built in. Plus, part of OStaff, they're going to have O-Hire, which I was talking about. Companies spend a lot of money on different programs to for applicants. So it's a whole other software that they buy that usually isn't integrated with their payroll system. So now you can see a new employee using O-Hire, filling out their paperwork. It's all integrated. They're not having to do things 2 or 3 times. I don't know if you guys have ever had this experience, but sometimes people applying for jobs, they apply online, then they have to fill out other paperwork. And then they're like, oh, and you need to do this paperwork. Oh, and then we need to scan it in. And it just becomes very convoluted and a waste of time. So you can see we've got O-Hire, and then you have O-Counting, which is the accounting is all going to be integrated in our products. So can you imagine that as a business owner or an organization or as an employee or a manager, that you have all of those resources there that can do everything you need to run your business more productively and with better information, better reports you're going to be able to pull out of OStaff. You're not going to be chasing down different information from different areas and then trying to put it together in a report. It's all going to be there. Ash and his team have designed this and they've thought of everything a business needs to be successful. Well, I don't want to say to be successful, but they have everything they put together that a business needs to run smoothly in their human resources, their accounting, hiring, and whatnot. They have put that together so that the business owners, organizations, and staff can do the work at hand and not be tied up. So I've talked a lot. I hope that was a good overview for you guys. And it's okay if you don't understand. It's okay if you don't understand all of the ins and outs of human resources. You don't need to. All you need to know is that Ash and his team have already thought of it and it's there. And I just see it launching with unbelievable features and continued having new features added as his creative team continues to add things that people need and want. What a value. Time, money, aggravation. And the last thing I'm going to end with is when you have happy employees who feel like they can do the job and they have the tools and resources and they're not running around stressed out because it's simpler to get certain tasks done, and artificial intelligence is going to do that, they're not going to leave your company. They're going to be happy. They're going to be proud to be there, and they're going to feel good around their other employees as they bring them on, because it's going to be simpler, easier, smoother, less training, and less troublesome. They're going to stay. So we all know when you lose employees, that's a big loss of having to get someone to replace them. If you have a good retention because you have the right system and products in place to help your people, they're going to stay.
Yeah, thank you. So before the panelists, I at least throw one questions. I want to reflect on something that you have said that is so great, that you are telling the viewers all over the world that OSTAF, the human resource application from ONPASSIVE, is not like every other one that is just tend to be one directional, that then like other products that will be more useful are fully integrated, like Ohio. They don't need to go and recruit, spend money in another organization recruiting again. Then a company like multinationals that are scattered across different continents and countries will don't need to spend money in sending their staff for training elsewhere. They can use the academy. They can use OConnect for conferences. They can use different products homemade for their communications and so on and so forth. So today you have opened our eyes that OSTAF can be so integrated with other ONPASSIVE products to the extent that every organization across the world would love to have to come to ONPASSIVE for their human resource application. That is so wonderful, Ma. Thank you for giving us this wonderful presentation.
You're welcome. You brought up a good point, Pastor Paul. If people have an organization that operates in different countries, it's there. This is compatible in all of the countries across the globe. If you listen to the video again, Ash talks about that. They've made sure so that you can be using it. So it's not having different softwares all over the globe. Everyone can use OSTAF, no matter where you're located. So that was an excellent point. And Academy too. I mean, think about what you can offer your employees and your staff through staff development, through training and education. That's very important when employees want to learn new things. Just think about letting them plug into Academy and allowing them to better themselves. I mean, that's a win-win.
Okay, moderator, please take it from here.
Thank you very much, Ma'am. Really appreciate your presentation. Ma, with what you have explained to us, when you look at OSTAF, you can see that it has a lot of features in the dashboard, from HR management, leave management, payroll, user management, and appraisal management, and so on and so forth. We'll have a lot be embedded in this one product. With this feature that this OSTAF has, do you think when this product is eventually launched to the public, do you think we have a better edge than the other ones that we have out there?
Do they have a better edge, did you say, than the other products out there?
Yes, like other products that we have compared to ONPASSIVE products, and the marketplace. I mean,
yes.
Yes.
I generally, and I think you guys agree with this too. I don't want to be negative or bash any other products out there, because that's not a good way to reflect us as founders in ONPASSIVE.
Yes.
What I can say with certainty is what Ash and his tech team have developed, and what everyone's going to see very soon in OSTAF, is going to be a paradigm shift and a dynamic change in the way people can manage their human resources and their businesses and the tasks that they have to do. So as far as it being better, there are a lot of great systems out there. There are some that do talk to each other, but guess what? A lot of money. There's usually a max level that you get to, and if you go any higher, it's going to cost you a little bit more money. And I'm talking far, far more money than what the price point will be for OSTAF. I don't know what it's going to be, but I can guarantee you it's going to be better. But not only that, some of the other platforms out there, they have upgrades, new software. You have to deal with their development people, whereas OSTAF can be customized for your business, and all of the upgrades or features are part of what you get. You don't have to pay more for that. It's, you know, if they change something or they add a new feature that someone develops and creates, you get it, you know, and that's what I love about it, because Ash, as you know, doesn't like anything being capped, limitations or whatever. I remember in one of the systems we only had so many licenses for managers to use a certain software for human resources. And anytime you wanted to add someone, you either had to get rid of someone to give them the license, or it costs you more money to give them the license for the privileges. So I don't know if I roundabout answered your question. I believe the way this is going to be marketed is people will clearly see the pros, the check marks of what ONPASSIVE does versus what maybe other things do. And the clear choice to a smart business owner is, I'm going with ONPASSIVE because I like what they have to offer.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Good question. Good question.
Yes.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you, Ma. I have another question, Ma. You know, when you're saying, as we all know, OSTAF is the best human resources management information system that provide feasibilities of a single platform, right? When you're explaining, everything is being put together in one place. How do you view and edit the employees' personal information when it comes to OSTAF? I mean,
how do I view what? Did you say? I'm sorry.
This is a question that have been in our frequently asked question, and I think I want our viewers, because this question have been there. I want to know, how do you view and edit the employees' personal information in OSTAF?
How does the employee view their information? Is that what you're asking?
Yes,
yeah, I'm not quite sure if I can answer that fully, because I know since that's been up there, things have changed with OSTAF. But this is what I do know, and I think I'm understanding what you're looking for. And if I don't answer correctly, forgive me, and you can ask again. There are a thing called ESS. E as employee, S as in self, S as in service, employee self-service. It's like a portal for employees. So say you're an employee and you want to go in and you want to look at your benefits, you want to look at how much time off you've earned, you want to look at your pay stubs, you want to print things out, you want to look at how long you've been there, how many vacations, when your next review is coming in, maybe look and see, can I download my last review? So that's an employee self-service. The way that they're going to be able to look at this, as I understand, is it will be web-based. So they'll be able to just go log right in. It doesn't have to be in a certain software that's loaded on their work computer or that they have to download. It is just going to be web-based, where they can just log into their OSTAF with their single sign-on and be able to go around everywhere.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma.
Okay.
Now, next, I'll be calling on Gideon Ezemba. Mr. Gideon Ezemba, please go ahead if you have any question for our guests.
Thank you very much. I shall thank you very much. Susie, ma'am, I really appreciate your presentation.
Thank you.
I listened at the point and I heard when you're talking about staff being happy. That this plays a very vital role, of course, in every business, every company to make things work very well. And one of the things I believe that makes staff to be happy, apart from providing everything that they need to work with, is also their reward, like their salary, their benefits, and all that. So I believe, is there a way in staff that is possible that anything that is due to a staff in terms of benefit is visual, that the staff can see it and the management can also see it? And I think there's a level of automation. Is there a level of automation that makes sure that this doesn't, anything doesn't happen to what's supposed to be a benefit of a staff? Like in some industries, in some companies, I may have a personal experience. Maybe you are meant to get this, and then at the end of the day, you get that. And when you ask it, they say, "Oh, it's an error in the system. They're supposed to give you this, but okay, next month." And maybe by that next month, it keeps escalating and it's a big deal. I think all staff, can it handle some of these issues?
Yeah, I think I understood what you were saying, and it's so good to see your smiling face. Yeah, a lot. I think this is my belief that everything's going to be happening real time, and I think what you were getting at is you also have to remember a system is only as good as like the information that gets into the system. So if the employee's profile and their information is in there, I believe what Ash and his team has done is help the artificial intelligence and the machine learning to help do the things to monitor an employee. So I think what you're saying is, what I'm thinking and what you're asking is, employees will be able to look and see immediately, like their earned time off, did they get the bonus, how many weeks vacation, did their benefits kick in, just think of the notifications that they may receive within the system to let them know something's been updated, or if they need to, sometimes health insurance is open for a certain period of time where they can select things. What is their, do they have a life insurance policy? And a lot of times things fall through the cracks because we're relying on other systems to feed one system. But if it's all there and the employee can see it, I think it's going to have a happy employee because it will be real time and it will be updated. It's not like having to wait like another week or so to see something updated in the system. Is that what you were kind of asking?
Yes, to an extent. Of course, I'm trying to also ask the possibility of making sure that the system is automated in a way that those benefits due to a staff, the person who gets it as at when due, because of the system. I believe all staff can handle that very well. Yes,
I believe so too, because I learned early on in my career, way back in the early 1980s, is one of the most important things is that your employees get what they've worked for, what they've earned, and what they deserved. And you never, ever want to play around with any of that. You want to make sure they're paid accurately, they get it on time, that they've got their benefits right. That is really, really important. And I believe with OStaff, it's all going to help companies make sure they fulfill that obligation to their cherished employees.
Okay, thank you. Mary Ali, are you there? Hello, Mary.
Okay, it says Mary is not here. We have Mr. Larry.
Okay, no, she's mute. She's on mute now. Yes, she's there.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. We are so happy to have you, Ma. My question is just two, but I will take it one after the other. You made mention that OSTAF is the best human resources management information system, right? And we also believe that it is developed to provide relevant and cost-effective human resources solution. Good. So my question is this: how can OSTAF be used to reduce human resources cost effectively, ma?
Okay.
How can it be used to reduce costs of running the business? Thank you.
That is a great question, by the way. All of these questions have been wonderful, but I love all of the questions. These are great questions, and I have never had that one asked, I don't believe, to me. So, see, sometimes when you have automation and you have great systems, people sometimes get fearful that people are going to lose their job because, oh boy, the computer's coming in, it's taking my job away from me. Okay, that's a natural fear. When I was in the supermarket business, when we got self-checkout, self-scanning, immediately, people got concerned that cashiers are going to lose their job. And so that's a normal thing. And yes, there are shifts in when you take people from certain positions, but then you train them to do other things for your company. So as far as the savings in human resources is, number one, OSTAF is going to save on the bottom line, the amount of money a company is spending every month to have multiple platforms at a much higher price point to do the different tasks necessary to run a business. So that's how it's going to save money. Number two, when you asked about in human resources, where will it save? I believe that companies are not going to need to spend as many hours or labor on doing certain tasks where you have people. We used to say it, the checker checking the checker. It's like you do something, then somebody's got to check the work, and then there's a final checkoff because you don't want things falling through the cracks. You want to make sure you're compliant if you get audited and all of that. I see a shift in that the hours that human resources are spending doing that kind of work can now be more dedicated. Doesn't mean that they're going to lose their jobs in human resources, but now human resources can do what they're there for. They're there to support the employees and the company. So I see them being able to interact. I did a whole video about relational versus transactional business. They can be more relational. They can spend more time interviewing new employees, not feeling stressed about their time restraints because they're doing all of these other tasks. They can spend more time being creative. Our CEO, Ash, talks about that. Freeing up your time from doing this will allow people to be more creative. So I see the company saving money on their bottom line in the tools and resources that they're spending now. They get OSTAF, they'll save on their bottom line. And then they can save hours within those departments or have those people doing other things with those hours.
Okay, thank you very much for responding to our questions accurately. We still remember we are keeping to your observation of the time, so we don't want to drag you down your time. So we are being careful about the number of questions. But meanwhile, Lanre Akuremi, good evening. You're welcome to our show for tonight. And thank God that you came at the right time and with a beautiful presentation from our one and only human resource expert. So do you have any questions for her before as we are preparing to wrap up now?
I will say thank you for having me. I can promise you every week at this time, I will sure be here. Thank you so much. And thank you to you and all the leaders for what you're doing. when you bring in Susie, I'm very close to her. I can promise you one thing. When she is done, there's no more question. She goes from before to now to the future. She covers everything. And the beauty about it is this. I will just probably add one thing to what she has said. I don't have a question for her. I can promise you that. Because she knows much more than me. But what I'll say is this. With OSTAF, it is multilingual, multi-branch, multi-location, multi-country. So the beauty of what we're saying is this. It is not limited by culture, tradition, or location. So if it is a multinational company, if you are operating in India, operating in Nigeria, it adjusts itself to that environment. In other words, what are we saying? It optimizes the productivity of the staff. Efficiency is optimized, which is a challenge. I mean, IT have so software, HR, ERP. What happened is you have challenges because it actually was developed in one country. They didn't consider another continent. But this is a particular platform for human resource that takes care of across the board. You pick and choose what relates to your environment. That is the beauty. Over and above the fact that it is a one-stop, one sign-up for every other thing. So it's not only about HR, accounting, training, production are all in the same place that the HR manager can actually combine, not going outside that application to go to another department to get productivity. It's all in one place. And I'll give a thumbs up to Susie. I think she knows it much more than me. Please,
okay. Thank you. So,
Lanre, good to see you.
Okay, so before we work within the remaining few minutes, please, Asha, can you check whether we have one or two, at least two important questions from the chat room?
No, there's no question from the chat room. All the viewers are overwhelmed with the presentation given by Ma'am Susie.
360, I told you. When Susie comes, she gives more than enough.
Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind.
So now, okay. Before we all the panelists give the goodbye messages, and we want to ask, because we want to have more of you, and then we want you to tell us today that, let's say, which other product can you be delighted? I mean, can you be happy coming here to present to our people? Because already we have seen that there is nothing that is better than ONPASSIVE anywhere in this world. So we have decided and we have made up our mind to sensitize and to create a kind of consciousness among our people to have an uncommon curiosity waiting for ONPASSIVE and its products. So now we are dealing with product one after the other, because all the products are wonderful and all of them are never seen before products. So from all staff, I know you will not be tired of squeezing your time to come to our show here, but then can we have an idea of another product that you want to come here next time to talk to us about?
Oh, well, I could come back and talk about Odesk.
Okay.
Once I learn more about it. I know Ash has mentioned that they had to, massage that product. So I'm excited. Once I know more about it, I would be more than happy, because I think that ties into the business aspect of ONPASSIVE. So I would be more than happy to do that.
Thank you so much. So, because of we want to have more of you, so we don't want to take to hold you beyond your time. So, panelists, what can we tell her now before we release her to go about for her next engagement? So time is very important.
What do you have to say? Appreciation.
We love you.
We love you,
Oh, I love you guys.
Love you.
Yes.
And thank you all our viewers for taking your time to join us for tonight's section. We want to have you back next week the same time here when we're having our program again. Thank you very much, Ma'am Susie. I really appreciate it. Thank you. We love you.
Love you guys. It's so good to be around such great people. I love you all.
Yeah.
Bye.